Narcissistic Meghan McCain trying out for Real Housewives. Is narcissistic Meghan McCain throwing her hat in the ring for a chance at joining the Real Housewives? She has always been outspoken and never afraid to speak her mind, which would make her the perfect addition to the hit Bravo reality series. So what has brought this idea up? Keep reading for further details. Meghan McCain shows she's perfect for Housewives. For several seasons, Meghan McCain was a force to be reckoned with on The View. She was very articulate, yet she was also opinionated. This was the perfect combination to be on this talk show's panel, as she could banter with the best of them. Yet her time there was often riddled with disputes and disagreements. She began in October 2017 and eventually exited after 4 seasons. It became very combative toward the end of her run, especially with Joy Behar. Meghan had gone on maternity leave and was in mama bear heaven. When she returned, Joy was rude and snubbed her, so Meghan quickly realized it was time to get out. Luckily, she has remained close with several scorned co-hosts from The View and has gone on to launch her own podcast. She is even more opinionated there and does not hold back a thing. However, her past on the hit talk show can come back and haunt Meghan. According to Monsters and Critics, Kellyanne Conway spoke about Meghan at the Washington Post's post-election Global Women's Summit. For context, Meghan was also a co-chair of the event. While on The View and other shows, Meghan McCain referred to Kellyanne and her now ex-husband, George, as gross. After the summit, the ladies were backstage and Kellyanne allegedly confronted Meghan. Though Meghan claimed not to recall what she had said, she did apologize as she supposedly left shaking. Those who were watching said the battle was like something from the Real Housewives. Meghan McCain often visits WWHL with Andy Cohen and is very into the shows, so would this be the next step in her career? Was her fight proof that this is what she is meant to have been doing all along? Unfortunately for Meghan, followers who heard about this fight between her and Kellyanne Conway were not amused by either of them. Meghan McCain adjusted her pearl necklace in the mirror, tilting her head just so to get the perfect angle of her signature blonde waves. She had perfected the art of looking effortlessly put together. At least, that's what she told herself. But today wasn't just any day. Today, she was embarking on her most ambitious venture yet, auditioning for the Real Housewives. Of course, Meghan wasn't just anyone trying out for the franchise. She was Meghan McCain, daughter of the late, great John McCain, conservative commentator, former The View co-host, and most importantly, the woman who had single-handedly carried every debate she had ever been in, at least in her mind. If anyone was built for the drama, the fights, and the inevitable wine-throwing of the Housewives universe, it was her. Her assistant, Claire, peeked into the room. "Meghan, are you ready? The Bravo team is expecting us at the studio in an hour." Meghan took a deep breath and turned, giving Claire a knowing smirk. "Ready. I was born for this." The audition was being held at a sleek Beverly Hills studio filled with other hopefuls, socialites, influencers, and women dripping in designer labels and Botox. Meghan eyed them with both amusement and thinly veiled disdain. These women thought they knew how to command a room, but had any of them ever sparred with Joy Behar on national television? She doubted it. Andy Cohen, Bravo's mastermind, strolled in with his clipboard. He smiled as he spotted Meghan. "Well, well, well. I have to say, I never thought I'd see the day." Meghan gave a tight-lipped smile. "Oh, come on, Andy. You knew this was inevitable. The Housewives need me." Andy chuckled. "And why is that?" Meghan sat up straighter. "Because no one can argue like I can. No one can monologue like I can. And no one can deliver a reality check like I can." She crossed her arms. "Frankly, this franchise has been missing an intellectual, a political powerhouse, A woman who can take a table flip and turn it into a constitutional debate. Andy scratched his chin. Interesting, but Housewives isn't exactly a political show. Meghan waved a dismissive hand. Oh, please, everything is political. Marriage, friendships, who sits where at a dinner party, it's all strategy. I've seen how these women operate. It's like The View, but with more expensive handbags and less whoopee. Another hopeful, a woman named Tiffany with impeccably filled lips, leaned over. So you think you're better than us because you are on The View? Meghan turned, her face a mask of practiced patience. No, darling, I know I am. Tiffany scoffed. Honey, do you even know how this works? You're supposed to bring something juicy to the table. A scandal, a dramatic divorce, a long-standing feud. Meghan tapped her chin. Well, I do have an ongoing feud with half of Twitter. Andy nodded slowly. That's true. And, Meghan continued, I have no problem telling it like it is. If one of these women starts whining about their latest Birkin bag drama, I'll remind them that real women are struggling in this economy. If someone tries to come for me, I'll shut them down with actual facts. Tiffany rolled her eyes. Sweetie, Housewives isn't about facts. It's about feelings. It's about throwing shade, spreading rumors, and stirring the pot. Meghan leaned forward, eyes narrowing. Oh, you want shade? How about this? Half of you probably married your husbands for money, and the other half are trying to divorce them for it. A hush fell over the room. Andy blinked. Tiffany gasped. Someone whispered, Oh, she's good. Meghan sat back, satisfied. See, I know how this works. Andy gave her a slow, considering nod. All right, Meghan, let's do a test run. Let's say you're at a fancy dinner party with the cast. The drinks are flowing, and someone accuses you of being out of touch with a common woman. What do you do? Meghan scoffed. First of all, I am the common woman. I mean, not financially, obviously, but I care about the common woman. Secondly, I would remind them that just because I have an opinion doesn't mean I'm wrong. And then I'd ask them if they even know the first thing about the Electoral College. Andy sighed. Yeah, okay, but what if? Meghan wasn't done. And if they keep pushing, I'll remind them that I've been a co-host on a major talk show, that I've been targeted by the media unfairly, and that I've dealt with more online hate than they could ever dream of. Tiffany smirked. So you'd make it all about you? Meghan flipped her hair. Isn't that what we're supposed to do? Andy clapped his hands together. All right, I think we've seen enough. Meghan raised an eyebrow. So, do I get my champagne glass? Andy hesitated. Look, Meghan, you've definitely got the drama factor. But Housewives is about fun, too. A little self-awareness, a little camp. I'm just not sure you get that part. Meghan's jaw tightened. Are you saying I'm too smart for this show? Andy smiled. I'm saying you might take it a little too seriously. Meghan folded her arms. So what, you're picking Tiffany over me? Tiffany gave a smug shrug. I do know how to throw a drink in someone's face. Can you say the same? Meghan exhaled sharply. Well, I wouldn't waste my drink, but I could definitely slam my glass down in an exasperated way. Andy grinned. See, that's the energy we need. Meghan stood, grabbing her designer bag. Fine. If Bravo doesn't appreciate a strong, educated woman with actual opinions, then maybe this isn't the right fit for me. She tossed her hair and turned to leave, pausing dramatically at the door. But when this show spirals into irrelevance, don't say I didn't warn you. The door swung shut behind her. Andy turned to Tiffany. Well, that was something. Tiffany smirked. She'll be back. Andy sighed. Yeah, They always come back.